Hello everybody, and as you can see, I'm jumping right into this. I am using a stencil by Profusion. It's a little eyebrow kit and a Wet n Wild powder, and that is the Maybelline Define. So I'm using like 3 products to get a thicker, more like Brooke Shields type of brow here. And you'll only see this for a moment. This video is going to go by pretty fast. And then as you can see, I'm combing them out. So that was both sides of that pencil and the powders, which are by Wet n Wild. And this is a really nice, like, Dirty Diana type of look, and that's why I called it that. And she looks so sexy. So here I am using Maybelline's, I don't know, you call them paint pots, but they're their cream tattoo eyeshadows, and that one's in green. And I'm also using the LA Colors and another white jumbo pencil as a base to apply these green shadows. It's going to be a total of 4 colors. You can't really tell that much, the transition between all of them, which really that's the way that's supposed to work. As I get into them, and all of the shadows are going to be from my B&H Cosmetics palette, which is very much like the Coastal Scents palette. It's about 120 colors, but these are all shades of green, and so I'm putting down this base to give them more vibrance, excuse me. And in the tear duct is going to go the lightest of them. It's like a lime type of color, and that's going to work as my highlight. And then in the middle of the eye, by the way, that brush is a pencil brush, and that's by Elf, and I got a little closer here so you guys can get a better look. In the middle of the eye, I'm going to go in with a more medium type of shade. All of these are matte, and then that's a little generic travel brush I'm using, and that's just to pat the color on. I also use the top end to sort of blend, and I'm also using the Elf, my big blending brush, to blend in between colors as well. So then I take the darkest of those greens towards the end of the eye, and I'm pointing them all out to you here. And I'm narrating so I can tell you where I'm placing all of these colors. As you look at her in the pictures, you can't really see the transition from light to dark. That really is, it's supposed to be so smooth that you can't really see in between the colors. So you should just see that in the beginning of the eye, it's nice and dark. And by the way, that's a black that I am using to contour the end of her eye, and again with the same pencil brush and the same blending brush, both by Elf. But as I was saying, the transition should be very, very smooth. You shouldn't be able to see where one color starts and the other one ends. So you can understand what I mean by that. So now taking, that's like a yellow, very light yellow highlight. That is a shimmer, and that's going right on her brow bone, under her Brooke Shield eyebrows. Here I get into eyeliner, and that is the Skinny Liner by Maybelline. I love that eyeliner. You can really get into a lot of really small places with it, so I see why they made it that way, and I certainly appreciate it. And it is a gel texture, but I go over that with an Elf creamy liner and an Elf liner brush, which I just showed you right here, but it was so quick. So that liner brush is by Elf. It's one of my favorites. And I'm doing a winged, which I've never done on her. Her eyes are really sensitive, but I went for it, and she was okay. Lashes are by Profusion and will be done off camera. If you do want to see lashes being done on camera, please let me know down below. And then I'm smudging that out with that's a brush by Essence of Beauty. And it's really meant for the brows, but I'm using it to smudge the liner so that the liner doesn't look jaggedy and it's nice and smooth. And then taking a paintbrush just at the end on the wing and to perfect it better. So this is sort of like a semi-cat eye with like 4 shades of green. And here goes lashes on. The glue is still drying and I'm just tweaking her eyeliner. And I think I've already mentioned that her contouring at the ends of her eye was a matte black from the same BH Cosmetics palette. Then here going to the face, and that's my avocado cream moisturizing. I will be using I'm showing you there that was the mascara I used, the Falsies by Maybelline, off camera. And the foundation is going to be by Rimmel, and that's their True Match. And this here is just the baby skin, and I'm just covering her pores with that. And here I'm going to tweak the eyebrows just one more time. I wanted to get them just a little bit darker. And then with the spoolie, brushing them out. And that is the brow palette by Wet n Wild. So this is definitely a brow transformation. Her brows do not look like that, and so I just you know, did a little transformation here. And then that is a profusion, and that's just to keep the brows in place. And here I am going in with the e.l.f. primer when I'm cleaning anything that may have fallen down under the eyes before I go in with foundation, so that the foundation doesn't look all muddy. And then I'm just blending. The green shadow, the darkest of the greens, went under her eyes, just half of the eye. And there's the True Match by Rimmel, and that is a foundation brush by Essence of Beauty. And I'll be taking a beauty wedge or a beauty blender and buffing all of that out. And you see I'm moving the camera around. And then I'm taking an e.l.f. face concealer, not for the eyes, it's too thick for that. And she had a scratch on the side of her face that I covered with a Essence of Beauty concealer brush. Then with the Glamouflage, I am going under her eyes. We'll be doing some highlighting and some concealing all at once, and some contouring. And this is an e.l.f. stick, and you can use it for anything. I sometimes use it for cream eyeshadow, but I find that it works really, really good for what I'm doing right here, and that's contouring. I prefer cream product for that, and then I'll go over and set it with a powder contour color, like a beigey color right over it. She's very fair, so I have to be careful the contour and bronzing shades that I use on her, or it will look like she has on too much makeup. So that's highlighting and contouring there. And you can see how that sort of changed the shape of her face and gave it some shape, whereas with just the foundation her face looked flat. So I'm setting that with the NYC translucent powder, and then going in now with the Fergie bronzers and highlight. I use both. And also the translucent pearl by Physicians Formula. So I went all out with this strobing on the tip of the nose, all the high points of the face. And then here I'm using a cream blush by Rimmel, and that's a peachy shade. I go over that also with a peachy powder shade and set it. So this is full nighttime makeup, and that palette that I just pulled up is by Profusion. That's where I get the powdered blush from. And here I go in with 3 pink lipsticks, all by Wet n Wild. And the lightest one goes all over the lip. The darkest one just goes on the corners, the ends of the mouth, on the bottom. And then there's an even lighter one that goes in the middle of the lip. And then I'm putting the pearl on there. And that's it. So I'll see you guys really, really soon. There goes Dirty Diana for you. And I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.